Welcome to Tiger Talk, episode 22. Thank you for the cards and letters. I'm safe. There really wasn't even a hurricane. Becca just locked me in a closet because she wanted to host the show for herself. But I got
Uh,
out, okay? I've got to start county education, okay? I can only be locked up for a couple of hours. It's nice to have me back. I'll say it for you, Becca. How are you today?
I'm feeling 22. Since this is our 22 episode, had to add our little Taylor Swift in there.
Good.
22.
I like it. Tell us who our guests are today.
So we have Coach Nate Moore, and then we call Preacher Man, but Sean Robinson.
Welcome to the show. Well, first of all, I got to know, why do they call you Preacher Man?
I do preach a lot of good stuff towards the team, and my grandfather is a pastor at Shiloh Baptist Church.
And so I'm gonna let you know. Normally, I'm gonna put you on the spot twice at the end of the show, but I'm gonna give you some time to think about it. So we're doing this thing where you can ask us a trivia question. You're going to have to ask Becca and I a football trivia question. We're steering away from it being Massillon trivia because Becca and I can't be expected to know every Massillon player that ever lived. That would be a lot, but just like a generic football question, maybe about your position, something to see if we know. But also, now that I know that you're Preacher Man, I'm going to want a sermon at the end. Get us hyped up for the game. Start thinking about that. You said you preach some good stuff. I want to hear. That's what's going to take us out at the end of the show. So I'm just giving you a heads up.
Okay.
We'll start with you, Coach. Tell us about the Mansfield game. How did you feel? How are you feeling about it now?
Let's see. I'm happy that we won. Um, we won by a lot. I think it was 51-10. So all those things are good. Not happy with the 3 turnovers, and not happy that we couldn't do a better job containing the quarterback.
Was that their first string quarterback or their second string?
That was their first string quarterback.
Yeah. Okay, because there was some rumor of whether he would play or not, and I wasn't sure because I was like, damn, if this is their second string quarterback, he had a lot of moves. And their number 8 also was really good as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a good player too.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to have a good season. I just think we were just a little much for them. But, I mean, what did you think, Preacher Man? How did you feel about the game?
To be honest, I think we had a great game. Mansfield, like any other team, always has great players. So I expected them to make some good plays or make big plays in the game. So I think we handled it well, though.
I think so too. I was thinking back to when we scored 100 points that one time, which was insane. And here we scored 51. That's also kind of crazy, right? You don't normally score 50 points in a game. I mean, that's quite an offensive output no matter who you're playing. Or is 51, who cares?
I mean, our goal is to score every possession. So, do you usually hit 50 points? No. I mean, you're right about that. But whether or not it's anything normal or whatnot, that's not really. We don't sit around thinking about that because we're trying to score every possession.
Is anything normal in Massillon?
I think orange became normal.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, that's how I always feel. So this is my thought of the week. I always like to come at you with an interesting topic, and this is my topic. I was thinking about how, if our offense isn't on the field, if we do a bunch of 3 and outs, then everybody's like, oh, our defense is going to be tired. But I was thinking, no one ever says that about a quarterback. No one ever says our quarterback, if he's in there a long time, is going to be tired in the second half. Is that an advantage to having 2 quarterbacks? Because most teams don't play 2 quarterbacks back and forth. And I'm curious, does a quarterback get tired? I have never in my life heard of resting a quarterback. So that is my question for you.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I think that you're probably not concerned about your quarterback being tired. I've never been concerned about a quarterback being tired. Um, they have hopefully the least physical position on the field besides kicker or punter, and and unless you're a team that runs the quarterback a lot, which we have started to do. The quarterback's not even running, as much as a lot of the guys. So keeping the quarterback fresh, I don't think is a thing, Scott.
Yeah, I never heard of it. But I
Yeah.
thought, you know what? Our quarterback is going to be fresh because they're both only playing half a game.
Yeah, they are. They are. Even though maybe it's not a major concern. Is it a slight advantage? Maybe.
Maybe
Could be.
this will be called the Nate Moore. Other coaches down the line, once we win state championship this year, then people are like, maybe we need to pull a Nate Moore here and get two quarterbacks.
Could be.
Could be.
Could be.
So I'm gonna call him Preacher Man because I love it. Preacher Man, tell me what position you play and what you have to do this week to prepare for is it Elkhart? Elkhart or T.
Elkhart.
Well,
Elkhart.
Indiana.
I play linebacker, number 41. What I do to prepare for the game is I haven't studied the film yet on them, but I was going to tonight or tomorrow and see what they do as for an offense and what they do with their guards. Because as a linebacker, you have to read your guards to know what the play is. So, yeah.
Isn't it kind of late to wait till tomorrow?
That's what I said. I was going to do it tonight.
He said tonight, maybe tomorrow. I was like, ooh. I was like watching Coach Moore's face, like stoic. I'm like, ooh, you mean tonight?
Well, I think later, if he misses a tackle or something, he's going to say, but remember, I was at Tiger Talk. I would have been studying.
Yeah, that's true.
That means it's going to come against Becca and I, which I don't like. So how often will you watch film between now and Friday? Is it on your phone? Are you doing it in study hall? Do the kids even have study hall anymore? I don't even know.
So when I'm not doing anything in school and I get done with all my work, I tend to take my time to watch that film. And after practice, usually that's when I watch it. I watch what they do, watch the little things, because that's really what matters, because little things always give up what they're about to do.
I just want to note that Coach Moore watches film all the time. We're driving to Pitt to see the Pitt football game. He's like got his remote control connected to his computer in the car. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, all the time. He's watching it on his phone, on the TV, all the time. All the time, Scott. Always watching film.
And well, his options are that or listen to you. So see what I think?
You know what that means? Love you, Scott. Love you, Scott. That's
Well, I knew he could.
Something good.
I knew he couldn't say that, but I could.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, every once in a while I come through. What about the Massillon McKinley game yesterday? Well, this will come out on Thursday. On Monday, tell us a little bit about the JV Massillon McKinley game.
Yeah, our JV team played McKinley's JV team on Monday, Labor Day. I think we are in our third year, maybe fourth year doing that. I think it was something that went on before my era, but got kind of lost and wasn't going on when I got here. And so we brought it back 3 or 4 years ago, and it's been great, especially because we've won all of them since we started doing it again. And we won this year also. Our JV team played a great game. They played hard. They hit, made plays, and we won 27-13. And probably not as close as the score would indicate. I mean, we were really dominant in the first half and had a couple drives that just stalled out. I think we had a turnover. We had a sack cost fumble against us to start the second half, but real proud of our guys.
I just want to note here that in the middle of the game, the quarterback has to go off the field because, and he runs to the locker room, and of course, this coach follows him because he happens to know the quarterback personally, and he forgot to put his knee pads on, and the ref realized he didn't have his knee pads on, and this guy, before the next play, even though the quarterback could have gone back in, makes him run to the Blarney Stone. So can your quarterback get tired during a game if he's running
If he
those?
forgets his knee pads, he can. Yeah.
Right. But see, when you coach the Nate Moore style, you always have a backup quarterback that you can put in, and it doesn't matter. So that's why he wasn't worried about tiring out the quarterback.
And we scored on that next play.
We did without a quarterback.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you? So who comes in? Who came in for quarterback?
It was one of the receivers came in at quarterback.
He just grabbed the ball and ran it in for a touchdown. It was pretty cool.
Well, that's what you got to do. When you get the opportunity to go in, you want to make a difference.
I just want to say too that this is the second time during the middle of a game that Eli's had to run. So good job, coach. Good job. No favoritism.
Well, nobody would suspect that. That was my other question I had about the rotating quarterbacks. Both times the quarterbacks threw an interception. When 2 did it, when 15 did it, you didn't swap. You made them go. You made them do the next offensive play. Why?
Because they've got to work through that. Did not want them to stew about it or get lost in overthinking things or whatnot. They got to get back on the field and move on. And so we did not rotate after those interceptions.
I like
Let's
that.
see if you know the answer. What is Coach Moore saying that he always says? Like on the neck, like when something messes up, what is he like says on the sideline? He's always like
next play, next play, next play. He always tells us next play because he doesn't want us to think about that. Because if you think about what you did, you're gonna mess up more throughout the game. So it's always fight through the next play.
Yeah, I liked that. I was glad that you put them back in because you want, have that adversity and then move forward in the long haul. So I know nothing about this team that we're playing, and obviously I didn't even get the name right, but I did wear my David Letterman hat tonight because they're from Indiana. That's as close as I could get. But tell us a little bit about the team, Nate, and then Preacher Man, you tell us what it means to you to play an out-of-state team. But we'll start with you, Nate.
They're kind of a strange team from the standpoint that they've got some really good pieces. They're huge on their defensive line. They've got good size on their offensive line. They've got some good players, but they're after 3 games are 1-2. I'm sure with them signing up for this game with us, they thought that they were going to be 3-0 right now. And looking at their lineup, I would have thought so too, but they've given up some big plays defensively, and week 1 they really just struggled to score points. They lost a low scoring tight ball game, and they lost a higher scoring tight ball game week 2 than they won last week. So kind of a strange team from that standpoint because like I said, they got some really good. They have a defensive end with an offer from Tennessee. And he's 6'5", 230. And meanwhile, the other defensive end is 6'5", 230 also. And he's a good player also. They've got a defensive tackle at 6'4", 290. They've got good size on their offensive line. Like I said, I like their quarterback. He throws well and runs well. Good running back, workman type guy, but good player. So yeah, they've definitely got some pieces. I'm sure they're surprised they're 1-2. I'm a little surprised that they're 1-2, but we can't. For us, that's information for the fans. For us, we have to approach this game like they're 3-0, and we can't get lost in that.
To be honest, I think it is a great thing that we are playing them because every team presents a different offense and defense, and I feel like we do a great job at adapting to them. And I think Elkhart brings a good set of players to the table that we can play.
Well, I always think when we play a team like this, it doesn't matter what their record is or what our record is. Right now, we're 0-0 against that team. We don't want to have a losing record against a team anywhere. So I hate when a team comes in from out of state and we lose, and then you can have a losing record to that team. I want to be a winning record against every team we play. So that's what I think. That's what you got to look at, is that we're 0-0 against them, and we got to be 1-0.
Mhm. I like that, Scott. That's good.
Yeah, that's how because I feel that way whenever a team comes in. Plus, they're coming into our house and our tradition, and you want them to have a good time, you want them to be impressed, but you want them to go home sad.
Can you believe it's already week 4?
Yeah, because there's 3 weeks before. Ah,
I know, but I feel like it's going fast. Like I feel like the season is going. It feels like it's going fast. I don't know. Maybe I'm just having such a good time.
maybe. I don't know. I mean, they've kept you busy. You've been a line person. You've done all kinds of things. So,
Yeah. I know.
did you have any questions, Becca? I feel like I hogged it tonight.
No. Your questions were brilliant. I'm just hoping I don't have to answer the trivia question.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's trivia time. So, Preacher Man, you're gonna ask Becca and I a trivia question about football, the rules of football. It could be anything. And there's a dice. You're gonna roll the dice. It either has a picture of me, a picture of Becca, or a picture of both of us, and that's who has to answer. Right now, the team has 2 points. The hosts only have 1. The team is winning.
Okay.
And then Coach Moore decides if it was right.
And Scott, Becca and Scott.
Oh, it's both of us. Good.
Oh.
Okay, as a linebacker on a pass play, what route do you have to take? An out route or the in breaking route?
See, I was a linebacker. He was nice to give us 2 options because I would have been screwed with no choices. Do you have your answer in your head, Becca?
Yeah. But
Okay.
I have no idea if it's 50-50. So like one of them has to be right.
But we're gonna say our answers at the same time, and if they're the same, that's gonna be our answer. Okay, you
Okay.
ready? 1,
Yep.
2, 3, out.
And
I mean, it would seem to me like if they were passing, why wouldn't you go out? Why would you go in? So which one do you want to say?
It's in.
Yes.
As a linebacker, you have to take the in breaking route. Never chase an out route as a linebacker. Leave those to the
I know it. This is a rough one, Nate. They did not follow because we didn't say final answer. I mean, do we get that right?
Yes. I said the right answer.
We said both.
Yeah, you never said what answer you were officially going with. So
Well, I was always going with in.
Yeah, but
you
two are a team.
I know. This is a rough one. I think it's point to the players.
Award any points for that. I think we probably need to replay the down. Roll again.
Oh no! Wait a minute. This is the worst. We get a penalty. I hate penalties.
Scott, in.
Yeah, but we had to give a final answer. I just don't. I
Oh
think.
no, it's just me. Now I'm gonna get it wrong. I'm like totally screwed. Okay.
All right, you get to ask another one. And I wouldn't ask the same question because I think she knows. We have put Preacher Man through it tonight. And he also has to do a sermon. Like, man, do we pay them? I forget. Nothing. They didn't even get pizza anymore. Do you got your question? Because I can fill forever. That's the problem.
I do not have my question, to be honest.
Do something about one of your run keys.
Oh. as a linebacker, what do you read? What do you read?
What keys do you read?
Yes, the guard, the center, or the tackle.
The guard.
Yes.
Yeah!
Yes.
I only know because of watching film with Eli.
So we're 2-2, and you did do it right, but I wouldn't have felt right taking the points.
Yeah,
So I think that was very fair. It's 2-2.
it's 2-2. We're 2-2, yeah.
We're finally tied with the team. You did a
And
great
Preacher's
job.
gonna take us home. And Preacher's gonna take us home now.
Yeah, now Preacher, hype us up for this game or what it's like to be a Maslin player. Whatever you want to give us, let's go out with a Preacher Man sermon.
I love the fact that I'm a Maslin Tiger because Coach Moore helps the kids look at life in a different aspect. He's more like, I've always thought to myself, like, Coach Moore's like a father in a way towards us because he's always given us advice on how to do things. How you do anything is how you do everything. And I love that because I like to do everything 100%. Anything I do, schoolwork, anything like at work or anything. It means a lot to know that Coach Moore isn't just being a football coach. He's actually teaching us about life. He's getting on us about the things that we need to do, and that's what really matters. So,
Go Tigers.
go Tigers!
Amen. Now, Becca, I want you to get that kid a Krause's pizza this week on me, okay?
Okay.
You make sure he gets a Krause's pizza, whatever he wants.
I'll deliver it during lunch so everybody else is jealous.
No, we
Yes.
just talked about that today. There's no more of that.
I'll do it on the side.
Whatever, after practice or before the game, whatever you want. Krause's pizza on me. Thanks for being a good sport. You had to do 2 questions. We made him preach. I mean, come on. We got to give him something.
That's right. All right, Scott. Until next week. TIG.
ERS.